beforehand about initiation. I was just remember talking about Chen being a very good early game pick, and then a lot of the heroes being able to out DPS late game. Pretty much all of the heroes on the Sentinel team. Jakiro is quite an interesting pick as well. One of the good things about Jakiro is that if Medusa tries to tank, she pops off a Manta Style and just right clicks people. Her Manta images and herself are gonna stand in Jakiro's ulti, and Jakiro's ulti is really gonna drain her mana a lot, really reduce her mana shield and not allow her to be as tank as she would like. She's gonna use her images to push a little bit here. Also kept her Ring of Basilius for the whole game, just to give a bit of boost and bonus armor. Very standard item being picked up there. And just going to carry it throughout the rest of the game. She's probably going to sell it quite soon when she wants to turn it into something better. Windrunner has not yet picked up her Sheepstick. Chainmail being picked up here by this Venomancer. I'm not sure whether he's going to turn it into a a Blade Mail, or if he's going to turn it into a Assault Cuirass. Double damage rune here on the Shadow Fiend. Heal going off here by the Chen. Chen's just really helpful in terms of allowing this Alchemist to tank. Alchemist killing off NS's head, killing off NS, and here we go. This is the effectiveness. We see Nevermore ulti going down here. Already the mana's gone on that Medusa simply by standing in the ultimate of Jakiro. We're gonna see Pugno now going down here. Baby Knight picking off the Veno. There's a gem lying here. Does no one see the gem? Does no one see the gem? No one sees the gem. That is a mistake. There's a gem, buddy. He's chilling right over here. Yeah, right by this shop over there. Anyway, Baby Knight picking up a triple kill. Great play by him. 19-28 going to Scourge. They was pretty even for most of the game. Now the tide really turning. As we say, the Scourge seem much more late game. Baby Knight 14 for 1 for 8. They're going to push the spot lane here. I'm going to take the Strax with the Creeps of Chen. Still Creeps of Chen being very useful, even over just 44 minutes into the game. Baby Knight going to take down this tower here, along with Windrunner, really just, laying some smackdown. Windrunner has become very useful now, getting a lot of kills herself. She's currently sitting at 8 for 4, so even though she was really harassed and pushed back early game into her lane, she still managed to turn the game around, still managed to farm up, getting some kills. Early game pushing that tower really allowed her to farm up, because the two Sentinel heroes who were in that lane, the Veno and the CM, really started to roam once that first tower was taken down, and that allowed her to get up her farm again. Having such a good attack animation, it's really easy for her, and we're using Power Shot to get up that farm, and now she's back in the game, and now she's being very useful. I'm not sure what items you're going to see going at the moment. Are we going to see keeping buyback gold here? Baby Knight on 5,000 gold. Bandit on 413, so he's probably just bought an item. Windrun is probably going to be picking up her Sheepstick now. She's got 3,300 gold. It's almost enough after this rush on its own, but we do, Pugnacies, they do have a ward up here. No, they don't. They have a ward. Somehow they realized that was there. Shadowfiend requires the Aegis of the Mortal. Not sure if there's a cheese and who's going to go into. The cheese goes on to the Alchemist. Alchemist is going to... He's popped his BKB. Giant Alchemist. Jeez, that guy's quite a fatty. There's just a lot of initiation here. Once the rush has been picked up, really Sentinel... Yes, they are losing, and they're not going to really win this game at the moment. You're not going to farm up more. But why engage around rush when you don't need to? They picked up the rush. That should be the end of it. Baby Knight's going to go down, but he does have his Aegis. Cheese has already been popped by this Alchemist. He's got 3,000 HP. He has been nerfed a bit. Oh no, wait, this is 6.9 years still. So he hasn't really been nerfed that much. Your double kill being picked up there by the Alchemist. GG being called. I'm going to pause the game over here. GG being called simply because the Alchemist manages to tank that Medusa and tank that Puck at about 500 HP. That's kind of amusing. Windrunner is surviving also on 300 HP from that team fight. Really unnecessary initiating here. Bad mistakes by DTS. DTS, used to be one of those teams where you could count on them working together as a team, pulling off some insane strategies, pulling off some, very arbitrary push stats, that sort of thing, working together. But in the moment, initiating on once Aegis has already been taken, once the cheese has been picked up, once Rosh has already gone down, what's the point of initiating there? You're weaker than them, you know you're weaker than them, you've got to initiate them close to your base when they go down, and then initiate a counter push from there. 2 chainmails being picked up here by Dread, really trying to maximize his armor, make him a bit more beefy than he already is. Medusa having the most farm in the game, closely followed by Alchemist, who picked up his BKB. That was the item. That's why he had. That's why where he spent all his gold on. Baby Knight, great play. 15 for 1 for 11 at the end of this game. I can't tell you enough how much Baby Knight deciding not to buy that Blink Dagger, because blinking into the middle of a CM and a Pugner, a Puck and a Venom is just going to cause you to die. Rather staying at the back, waiting for them to cast off all their nukes onto heroes like the Jakiro, who just needs to lay down his ulti and get off one spray. And waiting for the Chen to be here, allowing Baby Knight to survive, Chen ulting, allowing Baby Knight to survive, and allowing this Alchemist to tank against all of those nukes, and then going in to try kill them. Allowed him, not to give up his, with 15 kills, he's going to get so much bonus, give so much bonus gold and XP, to the Scourge, and that's not, that's not wise. And I think it was a really good play here. Using yes, Chen didn't play the greatest game in the world, got 12 assists. That's pretty impressive. Didn't play the greatest game in the world, but did what he effectively needed to do. Helped him out in terms of pushes, helped out in tanking some of the damage that was laid down with his creeps. Helped him push a bit, but also his ultimate was just very, very effective, along with the mech, keeping Baby Knight alive, keeping this Bandit alive on Windrunner, keeping this Alchemist alive, and allowing him to farm up to late game. One Medusa is not going to be able to compete against the 15 for 1 Baby Knight and this Windrunner and this Alchemist. Simply the fact that they had 3 people who get quite imber late game, and an ultimate of Jakiro, which really just does rape the mana pool of Medusa. DTS should have realized this. The old DTS probably would have. DTS team play has really gone down recently. Picking up 2 Sheep 6 just eventually, even for them, didn't really work out. Too much DPS, AoE DPS, and survivability being caused by the Sentinel team, and just too little actually on the Scourge team. Sorry, on the Sentinel team. Not able to compete against any of this farm here. Good play by Baby Knight and not killing anything. Very standable by Alchemist, very effective. They really didn't have anyone to compete against him in terms of minus armor, and if you don't have a minus armor strategy on your team, you're not going to be able to kill this Alchemist. I didn't agree with the Ogre Axe being picked up by the CM, but you know what, CM probably wasn't the best pick in this game. Yes, it did allow spammable spells, allow these to spam, but really you needed another disable, maybe, Avenge for minus armor, Avenge for another stun, Avenge for the swap cancel on a Baby Knight. That would have helped out your team. That would have made a big difference. This Crystal Maiden really wasn't effective. 0-9 for 8. Yeah, she put up 12 wards, but who cares really? This Jakiro put up 18, and he's still playing better than you. He's still more effective, and Jakiro don't see normally being effective in terms of the supporting role. Good AoE in terms of the Sentinel, in terms of the Scourge. Good AoE in terms of the Sentinel as well. But late game, the AoE damage of Sentinel really wasn't going to compete against this lineup, and they didn't push as hard enough as they should have. They didn't have the early game advantage that they should have created. Yes, they took all the exterior tiles, but then they stopped pushing. Why do you stop pushing then? You need to continue pushing. You need to force the issue. You need to force the hand of the Scourge. You need to make cause DP to make some mistakes. Kill that Baby Knight. Cause them to make mistakes. Let your Medusa just rally on those towers. Bring them down and get that racked. You can't let Baby Knight farm 15 for 1. You can't let this Alchemist farm up when you don't have anyone to counter them. You don't have stuns. You don't have minus armor. What are you going to do against it? That's why they lost this game. Good item choices by the Scourge in terms of healing up, in terms of tanking, in terms of survivability. And yeah, there really wasn't much Sentinel could have done to win that late game. They simply just got out-carried and out-DPS late game. And so that ends my 33rd commentary, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope it, made some sort of analysis things, and made some sense. I do leave out some of the things that I've mentioned in my previous commentaries, discussions about Ring of Basilius, discussions about individual hero picks, that sort of thing, because I've mentioned it, and I want to bring up new things, just make new analysis. I don't want to bring up old things I mentioned again. I'm trying to help players improve and not repeat things over and over again. And yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you next time.